Air Riders City Trials is still the best racing mode of all time. And you know what's crazy? The mode isn't even necessarily about racing, but how could something that's not even necessarily about racing be the best racing mode of all time? Well, City Trials is a whole lot more than that, and today I just need to gush about City Trials and Kirby Air Riders, because there's a lot beneath the surface of this game that you might have missed. If you like videos like these, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I hope to see you on my next live stream, as I stream almost daily here on YouTube and Twitch. Now, you might be seeing a lot of people describing this game as pure chaos, and yes, a lot of the times it can definitely feel that way. There are times that I've lost my car, my character, sometimes I don't even have a car or I can't find one. There's change in music and alerts and a million items to pick up, but something that I love so dearly about City Trials is that it doesn't have to be chaos. In fact, there's a lot about City Trials that I find really cozy and relaxing, which maybe some of you find hard to believe. You find this cozy? You find this relaxing? It's something that on first glance, when seeing gameplay footage such as this, what is happening? I am going places. What is happening? I need to hurry and go to a short race, Rick. Rick, please. What the crap? Is maybe hard to understand why exactly I feel this way. So let me try to explain so that maybe you too can come to love the many things that make City Trials so dang perfect. When you first start the game and you decide to take part in a city trial, you're given the option to choose from a whole host of characters. There's a character for literally everyone, as there are currently 20 characters to choose from. And on top of that, you can choose different color variations of the characters, and also apparently there will be hats. And I like a good hat. I want to put a cowboy hat on Rick. Basically, I like a good array of options, and there's definitely a lot to choose from. There's the classic Kirby, King Dedede, Meta Knight, and Bandana Waddle Dee. There's also Waddle Doo, Waddle Dee, Lololo, and La La La, and oh yeah, Rick. Rick! Who I have a particular love for. I mean, they're a cutie hamster named Rick. What else could you ask for? And yes, I do know that saying those character names out loud like that kind of sounds insane, but what other game will let you play as a rock? I mean, look at this guy. He's a cute rock. I love Rocky. I also like characters like Starman, Susie, and a whole lot more. But my favorite is probably Kirby. Because, well, Kirby. If you couldn't tell, there's a lot of characters to choose from, and I wouldn't put it past the creator of this game to add even more characters later on. I mean, this is Sakurai. He's got a lot of stuff up his sleeves. So once you weighed your options and you picked your character, you'll be matched with other players to join in your city trials. In city trials, you're given 5 minutes to explore Skyah, the floating island that is your sandbox to race, explore, and do all kinds of things in. When you first land on Skyah and you start your city trial, everyone is given a compact star to drive. On first glance, it might look like Kirby's classic Warp Star, but the compact star is actually a lot smaller, like the name suggests. This machine is one of the few cars that are exclusive to the City Trials mode. And since it's the default machine, its stats are generally pretty poor, but good for beginners to get around and to start. And even this in and of itself might be strange to people at first, because we're used to being able to pick out our character and then pick out our car right after, and do all these customizations to the car at that. But with Kirby Air Riders, everyone is given the basic, and generally starts off on the same foot. Once the city trial has started, you can actually hop off of your machine at any time and walk around and pick up any other car that suits your fancy, as long as you can find it, as machines are randomly scattered all throughout the map, and there are a ton of machines to pick from light and easy to glide ride with, like the Paper Star or the Wing Star, all the way to the bulky and the strong tank or chariot. There's a lot to choose from, and there will be even more to try out later. Sometimes the machine that you personally want is really far away from you, and there's no guarantee that another player won't pick it up before you get to it. So sometimes you find yourself on machines that wouldn't be your first pick, but this actually allows you to try out new things that you otherwise might not have, even if it's just for a little while. And I love this. There are so many times in other racing games where I feel overwhelmed in the amount of choice for a car, and I sometimes will pick kind of randomly based on the looks. Ask anyone who plays a lot of racing games. Often these little indicators that are supposed to tell things like the speed, acceleration, handling, etc. don't tell the full picture of what's going on with the car, and you won't actually really understand the full picture until you try it for yourself. So Kirby Air Riders City Trial, in its very premise and design, just encourages you to try things. It's up to you as a player to see what works. Every machine has a good use case depending on what you're trying to do. And while maybe in one city trial you want to find the fastest car that you can find, while maybe another time you want to be super strong, well, there's an option for everything. Again, as long as you can find it, not to mention that there are power-ups and collectibles scattered throughout the entirety of the map that you'll be picking up that will change the stats of your machine as you continue to play. This is pretty big. Say you're in a really slow car, but then you find a bunch of speed boost items. Well, now that slower car is actually not as slow as it originally was. So the game really wants you to experiment and try new things, see what works, when and where, and I love that so much. In so many racing games, there's this constant pursuit to find out what's the best, what's the meta. But in city trials, there isn't really a cut and dry answer to this because there's so many things to do. There's not one singular set objective. It really depends on what your goals are for that given city trial. And sometimes your plans can change as you progress if you find new things and activities that you want to do. There's just so much happen chance and wonder throughout a city trial that really anything is fair game. So you have your character and your machine, and starting off, most players will notice immediately that driving and handling in Kirby Air Riders is nothing like any other racing game that you've played before. This might be pretty jarring to people, but my best piece of advice that you'll want to remember when first starting is to just go with the flow. When you're first starting out, handling the machine, learning what machines do what, and interacting with other players, items, and events, there's just a lot happening and a lot to consider. And going with the flow versus trying to force certain things to happen will allow you to understand the machines, the handling, the events, and just the overall vibes of city trials. After all, it is only 5 minutes, so go where the wind takes you and see what there is. Once you have a better grasp on things is when you can really start to experiment. Experimentation and exploration is key to city trials, and you'll want to explore after all. Skyah is just beautiful. The many different terrains, areas, and monuments just feel so unbelievably rich. There's a lot to see, a lot to uncover, and a ton of secrets and hidden details all throughout the map. These secrets and details are things that I won't be spoiling here in this video because I really want you to experience them firsthand. The exploration is some of my favorite parts of the game, but if you're interested, I'll do another video on the hidden details of Kirby Air Riders. So if that's something that you want, make sure to comment down below so I know that you're interested. But there is a lot to see, a lot to do, and a lot to try to uncover throughout city trials, way more than you'd think. In fact, Skyah was first released in the Kirby Air Riders Direct, and I was actually a little bit concerned about the size of the overall map. I was worried that it might be too small, but now that I've actually played the game, I'm no longer worried about that, and I feel like there's plenty to explore and to see. And while I don't think it's necessary, I greatly suspect that as time progresses, there will be a lot more updates and things added to the game throughout its life. Kirby Air Riders is one of the few Nintendo games that has a dedicated Twitter page, which they typically only make dedicated pages for games that receive regular updates. So while it's not a guarantee, it's something that I greatly suspect. City Trials wants you to be curious. Can I make it there? What if I tried to do this? Who is that? And is this even possible? There's a lot to be curious about, and City Trials rewards you for that curiosity. If you're playing for the very first time, lean into your curiosity because there's so much wonder, beauty, and fun things to be discovered. And while exploration and curiosity is some of my personal favorite parts of the game, it's not all head in the clouds. There's combat and racing throughout throughout city trials. As you'll explore, you'll see other players who are also exploring Skyah, and you can choose to go about your day and keep exploring, or you can try to destroy the other person's car in combat to gain boost to your own car. And if you feel like fighting and want to be the strongest in the room, then you can do that too, or at least you can try to. The combat really adds something fun and adds to that feeling of chaos. Sometimes you'll be trying to get somewhere, or maybe you're trying to fight against a completely other player, but out of nowhere, someone will come in with their special move and you'll get absolutely destroyed, and your car will be destroyed alongside with you. But no worries, because you can get back on your feet and find the next machine to continue onto your journey or goal. In fact, if you wanted to spend your entire city trial just fighting against other players, you can, and you'll get a lot of cool special moves because of it. Or you can choose to explore, or you can take part in the events. Really, it's completely up to what you want to do, and nothing is required. And I love this freedom of choice so much. Nothing feels forced on you, and everything is optional. It's really such a joy to have constant choice and freedom throughout those 5 minutes. And one thing you can choose to take part in are the various events that will take place during your city trial session. Like I said, you'll get 5 minutes to spend in a city trial, and throughout those minutes, there will be a sudden shift in music and alerts letting you know what and where a special event is happening. You don't have to take part in any of these if you don't want to, and there are plenty of times where I choose to skip an event because I'm busy doing something else. But the events are really fun and quite diverse. There's bosses, mystery items, weird things that will appear, hazardous events from the sky or in the road, power boosts will appear, special treasures, warp spots, and even mini races. And I love the sense of teamwork for some of them. There's a lot to experience, and they're all fun and unique in their own right. If you're feeling particularly competitive, if you manage to be the one to accomplish the goal of the event, there will be an announcement with your name to let every single player know that you were the one to accomplish the goal. I mean, let's all celebrate your accomplishment. Events are just so much fun, whether you take part in them or not. I love the shift in the music and the atmosphere that really adds to the unique experience of city trials. In fact, the music and sounds are some of my favorite parts of city trials. It's just so quintessential to the overall experience, and Kirby's got bangers. Something I love so much is how the music will get me excited to take part in something, or then other times it will allow me to just sit back and relax and explore while I hum along. For me, City Trials is just pure joy, and it's because of this joy, freedom, curiosity, and exploration that makes City Trials the best racing mode of all time. Yes, there can definitely be some competitiveness, but it's not central to the overall experience. It's not just about trying to be the best of all time and trying to cross the finish line first, but rather it's just about experiencing this world, what it has to offer, and playing with friends. There's a lot of chaos that can happen in City Trials and in the world, but if you learn to go with the flow, go in with a curious mind, I'm positive that you'll have a good time, and I hope that you'll come to love City Trials as much as I do, in all of its silliness, chaos, curiosities, and joy. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who's your favorite character? What's your favorite machine? And what are your favorite things to do in City Trials? And what makes City Trials special for you? Because I know that there are a lot of things that make this mode so special. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope to see you on my live streams as I stream almost daily here on YouTube and Twitch. If you'd like to support the channel, please consider becoming a member or donating directly to my Ko-Fi. It's thanks to this type of support that I'm able to make videos and stream as I grow my channel. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one, friends. Bye!